All right, everyone, welcome back into another fantasy golf video. Going to be breaking down round 2 of the US Open, but first, just a quick recap of round 1. So looking at the leaderboard, I mean, no surprises. This US Open is going pretty darn well thus far, and we have seen that in years past that the US Open is one of the easier ones to predict. Outright-wise, we're looking pretty darn good as well. DFS-wise, looking pretty darn good as well. Basically, 5 out of 6 across the cut line in all the hand builds, a few 6 for 6 right now, so it's looking pretty good. The biggest worries right now are kind of some chalkier plays. I guess not really. Benny Ann was like 12%. He's like my biggest worry right now in terms of making the cut. A little bit of Hideki. He's +2, but I do expect him to make the cut. So all systems go right now. And if you kind of look at the projected ownership leverage, a bunch of leverage was gained. I mean, Roy, the top leverage play when you take out Rahm. Hatton's having a good round. Xander battled through a great round. Patrick Cantlay, one of the top leverage plays, coming in at around 5% ownership. Popping up really well there. Corey Connors as well. You know, all names that we touched on. So looking pretty good player pool wise as well. Obviously setting up pretty well right now. We'll see. And then, yeah, outright wise, looking pretty good. Scotty, probably the worst one out of the group. And then Rory's looking good, obviously 12-1. Morikawa, I'm pretty happy about. Xander, I'm pretty happy about. Bryson's -3. And then, yes, the ads from the live stream. Aubert and then Hideki, probably not going to hit, but set up pretty well outright wise. So fingers are crossed that we hit there. Now let's go ahead and jump on into some showdown plays. So showdown wise is always going to click on round 2 here, and then we're just going to kind of look at it. Now I do think we want to still be focusing in on the early tee times, but like yesterday, I don't think we have to go too crazy with it because, as I said, I still want to get to Xander, Scotty, and Rory a little bit. So I'm doing late right now. The data should be updating basically after this video is posted for round 2, where it switches over for round 2. So still going late right now. In terms of, it really just depends on what you want to look at. We could look at win rank. Who's the most likely to win right now? Obviously Rory. And then Xander's still 4th on the list. Akshay 8th. I would say Bryson's going to be a little bit higher than that. Bryson's a live golfer, so his data gets a little bit skewed. Scotty's still top 10. But Scotty, you know, only being top 10, definitely interesting. That has not been the case in most situations there with Scotty. And obviously that's going to be for the late tee times, which will be early tee times tomorrow. Let's look at showdown plays. So showdown-wise, Scotty going to be number 1. Xander, Hideki, Clark. I don't know if we want to play Clark. Let's look at his price tag. So Clark, 8.3, probably not getting to him, but like Hideki should still be pretty cheap. No, Hideki's 9K now as well, so maybe not Hideki as well. We will see there. Oh, man. Don't like that. And as always, guys, you can use this for underdog round 2 drafts. This is what you should be doing. Rory's not going to have as good of a round, most likely. Rory was on fire, so you do expect that to regress somewhat. But still 5th on the showdown rank. Like, he's still firmly in place showdown-wise. You're not fading him. Tommy Fleetwood's looking pretty good. Victor Hovland, I don't know what to do with him. Like, this is where I felt last week was a little bit trap-thoughty for people where they're like, oh, he found his swing. He's back. And it did seem like that somewhat, but if you're a little bit off at a major like he is right now, like that's not good, but he could have a bounce back round. Shane Lowry should have a bounce back round. The biggest play that we're probably getting to are going to be some of these plays. Keegan, Noren, maybe Jason Day as well. So let's take a peek at those guys. 7-7. So they are kind of adjusting for maybe more of the earlier tee times, having the slight edge. And that did seem to be slightly the case, very slightly. So here are the AM tee times, 72.57. And then the late tee times, about 72.97. And I would say the later tee times actually had some of the better golfers as well. So slight edge, so we don't have to skew it too much. So do we maybe want to be putting a priority to some of these players? Yes, for sure. Do we need to go crazy with it? No. So let's put the whole field in here. Whole field wise, I mean, you're still getting to Scotty. You're still getting to Xander. You're still getting to Hideki. That's why he probably got priced up from his main slate price. Maybe Sam Burns is someone that's going to be someone that we're targeting in round 2. Mingwoo Lee as well. You know, some players that probably should have had better rounds than what they did in round 1, they'll have better in round 2. And if we look at top regression candidates, players that probably should have had better rounds than what they had in round 1, Tagala, no shot there. EVR, kind of no shot there as well. Benny Ann +4. Keegan, no shot there. JT, yeah, I mean, no shots there. I don't know if we need to go in on that too much, guys. This isn't a scoring fest. Typically, I like to target these regression candidates when it's more scoring based. I do want to take a peek at the live stats as well. And I want to call just a couple of players, starting with Xander. And so Xander, man, he could not hit a fairway today. He had the best even par round that you could ask for, given how poorly he was off the tee. I mean, that was the best even par round. Let's just put it this way. That was the best round he could have had while hitting it that poorly. even par was spectacular. So if he even puts, some of the golf balls in the fairway, he's going to be set up well. So on the season, he averages about 30th in the field in fairways hit. He was 120th. And so he is expected to really gain an edge there. And that's actually something I think we could kind of take a peek at is a lot of times we like to look at fairways hit. And I'm not saying, strokes gained putting in terms of like who's going to improve the most. And I'm not saying we shouldn't do that, but I do want to take a peek at fairways hit as a whole. Like who else maybe struggled like Xander that could improve? Got to filter out the live guys. So I'm going to do that to one. And so Victor Hovland as well, Mark Hubbard, Xander, JT, Shane Lowry. So Shane Lowry actually could be a sneaky play. Don't mind that. And now we'll take a quick peek at strokes gained putting as well. Which players are most likely to improve putting? Noren. Wow, I actually don't mind that then. So Noren was already something that was kind of popping up. Pricing's a little bit high as we saw, about 7.7, but he should be kind of a safe play. And I don't know, maybe we want to go with more of a fair and balanced approach. He does have that early tee time. Shane Lowry, like it's not going to be sexy, but maybe him as well. Don't hate that. Don't love that. Jordan. Wow, Jordan could improve putting. It's a little bit surprising. Tagala could improve in putting. So again, I don't think we need to chase these stats too much, but I do think it's kind of one of those things that adds on to each other. So I'm going to show you guys my first look build for round 2 showdown, and then I'll show you guys the lineup builder. So looking at kind of the lineups I just ran with the 9-5 lineup builder, 3 unique players, 30% max exposure. What we're getting is a lot of it being spread out, which is a little bit surprising to me, but I don't mind it. Again, 30% Scotty, again, 30% in Xander. This is what the lineup builder sees as the optimal build. Kind of okay with that. I don't mind that. So with that, that's kind of enough for showdown purposes. So then just jumping into some 3-ball bets. Do want to call it that the betting odds will be updating still again, probably right after this video is posted, but the matchup odds in terms of like which bets are the best edges, that's good to go after the round's over. So still looking at Corey Connors. He was the top bet on the day, 3-ball wise yesterday. I put that in the comments. I know I forgot to do it yesterday. Apologies, but I did end up putting that in the comments because someone called me out. Honestly, thanks for doing that. Hopefully others were able to benefit from that. Benny Ann, yeah, he's supposed to have a bounce back day, so I don't mind him. Cameron Young, probably don't want to do, but I am happy to get to Hideki, Mark Hubbard, and Denny. But that's the thing. We don't have many over 40%. That's typically my threshold is going with 40% or higher. And so to me, I'm probably just going Connors, Hideki, Hubbard. Probably just going with these 5 right here. I don't know if I exactly want to go in on Cameron Young. I thought Jake Knapp looked pretty solid. Cameron Young hasn't been looking solid, but still 5 pretty solid 3-ball bets there for you guys. And that's going to do it, guys. I wish I could give some prop bets. I wish I could give some, potential live bets, but outright wise, I mean, there's no reason to bet more because we're already looking pretty good, with 3 of the outright bets really looking like the 3 favorites to win right now, with Patrick Cantlay being someone that hasn't been playing extremely well. You kind of expect him to fall off. So between Bryson, Aubert, and then Rory, feeling pretty good about that. So don't need to chase that too much. But that's going to be all for this video. Good luck. If you guys want access to the tools, head on over to 9to5sports.com, available for just $10 a month. Thank you guys for watching. Make sure to hit that like and subscribe button on your way out. Hopefully you guys had a good round 1. Hopefully you guys are set up for a good main slate. Hopefully your bets are sitting well as well. Hopefully you guys hit Rory first round lead, 11-1 as it was chopped up. All right, thanks for watching, and as always, let's keep cashing.